welcome to 10 Damage playing video games. No, I'm not really playing video games today. Actually, what we're doing is I'm showing off all the stuff I got at Magfest. I like doing this mainly because it kind of gives a bit of a spotlight for the artists that I buy art from. Whenever I go to a convention, that's the biggest thing for me, is to meet new artists, talk to them, kind of pick their brain a little bit. You know, why do you make the art that you do? I don't know, I'm rambling at this point. The first thing I did at the convention was I went and saw the Ocarina panel, where there were 7 performers who, play Ocarina, and they were very talented. It was they're called the Ocabanda. Ocabanda. This guy was a popular YouTube guy. Wow, I really should think of. He was a YouTuber. Erick Ramos. And he plays Ocarina and makes videos using the Ocarina. These guys were super talented. It was quite a treat being able to hang out and see them. I got to talk to a few of them afterwards. Everyone was super nice, and it was such a great way to start off the convention. So if you like live music and you like something a little different, I would totally suggest checking them out. And I saw the Triforce Quartet. I basically made a friend, and I ended up talking to this person for like almost 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. It felt like a long time, and before I knew it, there was a quartet in front of me. So we were in the atrium. No, we were by the gazebo area, on the 2nd floor, and they started setting up, and we were literally dead in the front, as close to the front as you could possibly get. And so they performed on Friday, and I'm sitting next to this person I met, my friend, and I turn around, and there's just a sea of people behind me, and it was crazy because I knew that they were going to perform. But I didn't know at that time that it was going to be Friday, and at that location. And then of course they just started playing, and it was the most beautiful music. I did end up getting a CD by them as well, but I left it in my car, and I don't feel like going out and getting that. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it into the video. That was probably the highlight of the entire event for me. There's nothing quite as awesome as seeing live music. When you're there, when you see people performing music and it sounds really good as it could possibly be, and you can't possibly get better than that. Alright. Saturday, I spent most of the day on the floor. Not on the floor of the convention. I mean on the floor of the convention. I pretty much had such a bad headache, and when I woke up, it wasn't that bad. And the night before, I had a few drinks. I had maybe 2 beers. That's a lot for me. I don't drink a lot. And so I get back to the room, I go to bed. I didn't really get a good sleep. I ended up playing Magic, and I did a sealed draft. I made a Merfolk deck, but it sucked. And my headache never got any better. So I eventually went to the AFK room, where it's sort of just supposed to be quiet, and I tried to get like it was funny because like when I was done with the sealed draft after the first round, I went and I was like, I'm gonna drop out. I don't want to play anymore. Where do I get medical attention? And the guy was really nice, and he brought me to the place where there's like the first aid people, the medical staff at the event. They were really nice. They treated me very well. So I went there, and I went to the AFK room, and there was like a tea room. Man, they had everything. They had everything. They thought so far ahead for this convention. They had everything except for the electronic badges. Sunday is when I bought all of my art. And that's the part that I wanted to show off the most. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start with this Chocobo sticker that I got. This was actually made by Argibi, I think that's what it's called. This is not their card. There's links in the description for all these things that I'm about to show off. And of course on screen somewhere there will be a little thing showing it off. Funny story, I actually ran into this person 2 years ago, and they remembered me because I like to give out my card as much as I can. I am on YouTube, as you know, and I have to market myself too. So the first thing that caught my eye about this person's booth is they had pixel art, controllers and stuff on these really awesome high quality blankets, and they had it all printed out on there. And it was pretty cool seeing it because I did the same thing with my with my business card. So they ended up remembering me. It was kind of cool, and we ended up kind of reminiscing about that whole thing. I couldn't help but at least buy something. By the time I got around to this booth, it was one of the last booths that I ran into. And of course my pockets were running a little dry, but I had to go away with something. Oh yeah, that's not all I got. I also ended up getting this really cool looking pen, and it's something that like I would love to collect more pens, but it's really like I always thought that it was hard to collect pens because I'm always afraid that they're gonna fall off and stuff. And they showed me about these like little things that you could connect to the back of them to make it so that they don't fall off very easily. And I thought that was really nice of them. So yeah, I'm gonna look at the back of this pin because I know that I got this pin from somewhere. Okay, so moving on, I got these little stand-up things, and I liked them because they were nice little handmade clay sculptures. Let's see. The first one is this nice little angry Goomba guy, and the other one is this Ocarina. I wanted to get the Ocarina most of all because it reminded me of the Ocarina performers that I saw. I've always loved the Ocarina. How could you not after playing Ocarina of Time? How could you not sort of feel something from seeing an Ocarina? And I got this little Goomba guy because he was just an angry little Goomba. Let's see, hold on. So yeah, here is the Ocarina I got. No, it's not a real Ocarina. This is clay, very small. I figured I could keep this with like my amiibos on my shelf. I thought it would look cool. Here's the angry little Goomba. So anyways, these sculptures were done by Nerdy Sculpts. There's a few links here that I can show off on the screen somewhere to show you where you can go to get your own Goomba or Ocarina sculptures. Now these are just gonna go right up here. Boop, boop. Keep that with the Zelda ones. That's kind of cool. Yeah! Awesome! Moving on. Moving on. Moving on! Booyah! And this is basically a Stardew Valley bookmark type thing. And it's very, very nice and high quality. I love like how it's like nice and shiny. And like you see like there's like a lot of detail. Of course there's Abigail, everyone's favorite. You stay the hell away from Abigail, she's mine. Anyways, there's little slimes on the back. It's really cute. It's really cute and cool. I love it so much. This was done again by TriangleArt. I hope you're ready for all the stickers. I got a Dogplant and Majora's Mask Salesman sticker. Let's see what these look like up close, because they're pretty gosh dang cool. Pretty gosh dang cool. This is what they look like up front. Now these were done by Catcoconut is what the person who made it is called. Wow. Artist. It's what the artist was called. Anyways, these are done by Catcoconut. These are really nice. Mask Salesman. I'm not like even a super huge fan of Majora's Mask. Not that I hate the game or don't like it. It's just that I was never able to beat it and I never got very far in it. But I love the art of Majora's Mask and I love the concept of it. The storyline and everything is super dark and super cool. That's what I like about Majora's Mask. So let me rephrase. I am a big fan of Majora's Mask. But I need to really actually get into that game and sit down and play it. And not just start a file, get a few hours in, and then stop and then try to figure out what I was doing. That never works for any game. But since we're on the topic of Majora's Mask, we're going to move on to our next prints. So I figured we'll start with a Majora's Mask. What's the sizing of this? Like a 5.5 by, I don't know. It's nice long art. So let's see what this one looks like up front. And then I'll show off the rest of them. Alright. Get my water bottles out of the way! Get out of the way, you water bottles! What the heck? So this is like a nice long art. Why do I keep saying that? It's like a longer print. Horizontal. Yes, very horizontal. And it's just like the different masks you can get. There's like the Goron, Deku Scrub. I really like these little like bird things on the ground, and like they're in the Deku Scrub's instrument. That's adorable. We got the Skull Kid, the Zora mask. My favorite one, of course, is the Song of Storms guy. That guy's freaking awesome. One of my favorite Zelda characters, definitely. Happy Mask Salesman, and yeah, a little check-in. So this is Gon from Hunter x Hunter. I really love the way the colors in this look, because the person I got this for, their favorite color is green, and I mean like loves green so much that this guy has green everything. So, and also Hunter x Hunter is a show that he wanted to get me to watch so badly that he would basically like yell at me for not watching it. And eventually I finally folded and I started watching the show. So if you're interested in watching Hunter x Hunter, I totally recommend it. I was on the fence for it for a long time, And this actually doesn't spoil anything for the entire show, which is kind of nice. You could start watching it, not know anything about it, remember this art, and it won't spoil anything. It's a good show, and this is good art. These were all done by Kiwiburrr. Kiwiburrr is the one that did Gon and the Majora's Masks. They also did the Substitute Doll art. I really like this one because I actually had a Pokemon on one of my teams do Substitute as part of its like combo, like how it would get its moves out. And I suck at Pokemon. I'm not very good at Pokemon, but I don't know. I thought that this was different enough that it is a reference to Pokemon, which is, you know, of course, like I want something Pokemon, but I don't want just a Pokemon. I don't just want a Pokemon poster lying around. Of course, I have one behind me that you'll see probably. Let's show that off real quick. Yeah, I have a Pokemon poster, so I'm a bit of a hypocrite. But anyways, the reason why I got this is because, yes, it's Pokemon, but it's more of an obscure reference, and someone who is into like competitive Pokemon or just like playing a Pokemon, like playing the game and having like a really strong team, they'll notice this and they'll appreciate it. That's probably why I got it. It's cool. It's cool. Very minimal in color. Very, very simplistic, but that doesn't mean that it's not detailed and it's not awesome. Really great work of art. I'm really glad that I got that one. So that's Kiwiburrr. That did those last 3 prints was all Kiwiburrr. Moving on. We have a Metal Gear Solid magnet, and this is something that I'm also giving to the person that I'm giving the Gon art to, and this is done by this is made by Wave Irene. I could pull up a picture of her page real quick and show that off. That brings me to my next print. This is Mega Man Legends Never Die. Mega Man Legends is a game that I grew up with. My brother grew up with. We loved this game to death. And there's a lot of people out there who also love Mega Man Legends. For a very good reason. Mega Man Legends is a cult classic for a lot of really good reasons. So this has a nice like shiny text, and it's a I don't know, it's just freaking awesome. Look at this. Look how badass he looks. Look how badass freaking Mega Man Volnut looks. And there's a little data over here. Holy crap. This is awesome. Mega Man Legends fans out there could totally appreciate this. I'm getting this framed, and I'm going to make like a little Mega Man Legends shrine. I still have to get like the actual boxed copies of Mega Man Legends 1, 2, and Tronbon. I don't know. I just love Mega Man Legends. So I couldn't go without getting this. Thank you, Irene. This is beautiful art. This is awesome. I've been listening to a lot of Final Fantasy VII lately, like the soundtrack. So I couldn't help but get something to remind me of the game. I'm kind of working on getting a nice like TV, like a classic TV to play older games on. There's nothing quite like having the right video and sound to go with a game. Final Fantasy VII is a classic. There's no way I can have all this art from all these other games and not show off something from one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. And that definitely is Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is another one of my favorites as well. So there's a bit of like a glare from the light. Sorry about that. Here we go. That should show it off a little bit better. Tifa is just a sexy lady. You kind of can't get around it. Tifa's badass, but also pretty freaking awesome. Julia from Ghostfire.net did the art for Tifa. If you're interested in this, there's links in the description, of course, for any of the things that you see in this video. I like Tifa. I like Eris a lot more, or Aerith, however you want to say it. It doesn't matter. I like Eris more, because there's so much more emotion behind that character. But Tifa's good too. What's wrong with Tifa? There's plenty of great things about Tifa. Final Fantasy VII had a very I know, I'm going back to it. Final Fantasy VII had a very, for me, a very depressing soundtrack. But you know what has a really upbeat and positive soundtrack? Is Kirby. This is a print of a watercolor starting stage of Kirby's Adventure for the NES. The person who did this is there was a girl at the Studio PenPen, is what it's called. Their table was called Studio PenPen, and she does a lot of watercolor. And the guy basically did the outlines of it and did the art, and she colored it in with watercolor. I don't know. I don't have a lot of things that do watercolor as far as my collection of art. And I talked to this person for a long time at the convention. She was very nice. I also got this Moogle sticker from Studio PenPen, which I decided I would put it on my computer desktop right over here. I think that's a nice little spot for it. Also, from a different artist, I got a Breath of the Wild print and an Overwatch print. Overwatch is kind of a game where I tend to go back and forth with whether I'm into it, whether I'm not into it. I always played as Lucio, so I really appreciate that Lucio is sort of front and center on this print. My brother always played as Winston, so it's kind of nice to also have a little bit of a Winston appreciation here too. It just kind of reminds me of all the times me and my brother would play Overwatch. Pretty cool. But anyways, this Breath of the Wild poster looks freaking awesome. I like the minimal amount of color in this. The choice in colors really makes it stand out. The glow of the arrow, the yellows and blues, warm and cool, kind of clashing with each other. And this is just exactly what I think of when I think of Breath of the Wild as a game. These two art prints are done by John Geyer. Hopefully it was still fun to watch, and thank you for watching. Like I said before, if you're interested in any of this art that I showed off, or any of this merchandise, any of it at all, there's links in the description of every single piece, where it came from, and how you can get it yourself. And of course, there's other things that these artists have created as well that are they're all just very talented. So don't be afraid to look for something different than what I showed off today. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye. Don't go anywhere just yet, because if you want to check out any more of my videos and think I'm a pretty good guy, which I am, you can check out my most recent video, my Sonic Mania review. Or if you're interested, you could check out my Let's Play series, where right now I'm playing Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Thank you for watching, and see you soon!